Welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Good morning, and happy Thursday to you. And welcome to the Dr. Pat Show.
Welcome, everyone.
I'm Coach Martez.
And I'm licensed therapist Woodrina Layton.
We are guest hosts here today, and you're listening to Coach Martez and Woodrina Layton on the Dr. Pat Show on Transformation Talk Radio. We're filling in for her today. Hopefully you won't miss her so bad so we can make it feel a little good, even though you're missing Dr. Pat's, her knowledge, her smile, her making you smile and just laugh and making you think. But anyway, we host a show on Transformation Talk Radio every Wednesday at 3 p.m. The Coach Martez and Woodrina Layton Show, Understanding Love, Accepting Truth, and Changing Your Perspective, where we share and discuss practical tips, new insights, and perspectives that will help you improve your relationships and that will also help you communicate better and walk in forgiveness and simply help you to love one another better. So stay with us on the next hour here as we discuss four tips, important tips to keep your relationship healthy during the holidays.
Yes, so let's get into this. You know, the holidays can bring laughter, joy, good times, good food, good memories. But for many people, the holidays can also bring up different emotions. For some, it can be, like I said, joy, love, and excitement. But for others, they can experience feelings of loneliness, stress, worry, and anxiety. And depending on how a person manages their emotions as they are experiencing these different feelings will determine their attitudes and actions as they interact with their loved ones. So this is one of the reasons that arguments and misunderstandings, along with unwanted stress and pressure, seem to arise during such a joyous holiday season. So we would just like to share just a few tips on keeping your relationship with your spouse, partner, family, and friends healthy and help you to stay in the spirit of love, compassion, and giving during this holiday season.
And that's what we want to do. But just to kind of go back a little bit, because, you know, Woodrina, again, she's the therapist here. I'm the coach. So, you know, she's more the serious. And, you know, this is what we want to do. Hey, it's holiday season. I just want to tell y'all a little bit, like, who are we? What are we doing here? Why does Dr. Pat have us here? Well, you know, I just want to let you all know, you know, we've been married for over 30 years. We've been doing coaching and counseling together professionally for over almost 13 years now, since 2009. And, you know, so again, you know, we're talking about relationships. This ain't something we just then dabbed our finger in. I've been with this beautiful woman, my best friend, since I was 18 years old. Now just think about how many holidays and things I put her through, that since she's been with me since I was 18, plus on top of that, I was active duty military. So we just want you to know now, we want to keep things lively, keep it fun. That's what Coach gonna do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now Woodrina's gonna be Woodrina, and she'll help me to stay balanced. Like Dr. Pat would say, Woodrina, I'm so glad that you keep Martez in check. But it is the holiday season. So you know what I'm saying? We just still want to have a good time and everything. So, but again, it's very important during the holidays. You know, we hear about people on TV, we hear about different things, you know, holidays, as Woodrina said, it can bring different feelings and people are in different places.
And especially now with the pandemic.
Exactly. But this is just 4 practical tips that you can use that is not going to cost you a whole lot of money. It's not going to cost you anything. It's just going to cost you some intentionality and a commitment to actually show love and compassion to one another. For the first tip that we want to get you all to understand is during this time, have genuine conversations. You know what I'm saying? Genuine, compassion felt conversations, because you never know where family members are. So you want to make sure, make a commitment to refuse to have self-centered conversations where it's all about you, but rather engage in conversations about what others are feeling and the highs and lows that they may be willing to share. So again, you know, allow people to share their heart during this time and just show compassion, because this year has been a challenging year, but this is also a good time, because since it's a time that families come together and loved ones come together with the heart of cheerfulness, you know, then you may want to share that cheer with someone else who may not have had the year that you had. So that's what we say, you know, have heartfelt, genuine conversations, like a conversation that says, I care about you. I just don't simply want the box or the gift that's in your hand or the dish or the food that you're bringing to the home. I really want to connect with you.
Right. And then when you're doing that too, it's not about you. It's like you said, it's not self-centered. So when you're having heartfelt conversations, you're letting that person know, I really genuinely care about you. It demonstrates empathy and just compassion and concern for them. I want to know what's going on in your life. So therefore, I'm going to listen to you with no judgment. You know, I'm just going to sit here and listen to you. I'm not going to try to turn the conversation back on myself, you know, because keep in mind, we all have a story. Everybody has a story. Everybody has something to share. So during this time, if we can just take the time just to listen to our loved ones, our friends, our family, and just say, just talk to me about what's on your mind. You know, and if you're like, okay, well, you know, what are some of those things that, you know, just some conversation starters, you know, that I could have with them. You can just like, what do the holidays mean to you?
Exactly. You know, and that's important to do. And, you know, and don't be mean to some people. You know, I just want to tell you all again, you know, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Woodrina's from Norfolk, Virginia. So if you don't know what that means, basically, I'm a huge college football fan. So I just want to let you all know, roll tide. You know what I'm saying? So understand during this holiday season when we're being genuine and having good conversations, you know, like for me, I don't just want to brag about what we're doing at the University of Alabama and what's been happening, because then I can make that conversation all about me and make it self-centered on Roll Tide. But you know what I'm saying? So you want to show compassion to people, especially during this sports time with people that may have teams that are losing and, you know, and those things. So, you know, don't be mean to people, because, you know, we're both Alabama fans. Can we say that at the same time, babe? Roll Tide. So we don't want to be mean to anybody during this time. So again, heartfelt, genuine conversations. It wouldn't be no good conversation for me to talk about our season when I knew yours was horrible. So again, don't be selfish. Don't be self-centered. You know what I'm saying? Like Jacob, you know, talking about the Gators. You know, I'm just saying we can make this holiday season heartfelt, where you encourage one another and show each other that you care.
Exactly. And that's what we want to do. Yeah, I listen to you, you know, about your team and everything, you know, and with no judgment.
Right.
You know,
no judgment.
Because that's the way I'm showing you that I really care about you. You know, so I may even, you know, want to just ask you, you know, and for those, you know, that's that's the happy like type conversation. But you know, what about those people who have lost loved ones, you know, because that can bring up a lot of negative emotions during this time. So, and sometimes it's good to really talk about the people that they miss. So it's like, who do you miss? You know, what do you miss about them? What's your favorite memory that you have with them during the holidays? You know, because
and that's true.
And them knowing that you have someone, that they have someone there that's going to listen to them and not judge them, and just really that does a lot. That does a lot for somebody.
I remember last year in 2020, I lost my mom to COVID in October. So last holiday season, the Thanksgiving and the Christmas, that was my first time actually in my life not having my mom there with me. So again, you know, it's just good to, have that conversation with people about, what are some of the things you're thankful about? And if someone has lost a job or lost a loved one, or, just think about what just happened in Kentucky with the tornadoes. If you have family members that may have a family member that's going through something, it is important, as we're talking about during this holiday season, to have that genuine conversation that says, I care about you, not just your things or your stuff or what you're bringing, but I actually care about you. And this is a great time also with those heartfelt conversations to let people know they matter.
Yes, that is so true.
To let people know they matter.
And then to let them know that you're grateful for them.
Exactly.
And then even just talking about the things that you're thankful for and you're grateful for, because a lot of times when bad things happen, some people can just really,
that's true,
just hone in on the negative. But there's always good in everything. You can always find something good. So, with everything that you may be experiencing that may be negative, what is something good that you can look at that situation and say, but I'm thankful for this. I'm grateful for this. It's always something that you can be grateful for.
Man, that's really good right there. So, and so when you're thinking about what you're thankful for, that's something to not just be thankful for the gift.
Right.
Don't just be thankful for what they've given you, but actually that really is good to every person that comes into the home or the families when you all get together. Just say how good it is to see you. And when you all have that family moment together, just kind of have that meeting of emotions where you're actually saying, let's share how you are thankful for each of the persons in our family. Because people need to hear that. And especially our youth and our teens, they need to hear that I matter, because you never know what they're going through in school or other things. But
oh my gosh, yes, because there's so much that they're dealing with now in school. So to know that I'm being affirmed by my family, that my family really cares for me, everybody needs to hear that.
That's matters.
So when we can just take this time during the holidays and not focus on ourselves and focus on others and how we can lift them up and encourage them, then we want to do that through heartfelt conversations.
And not just focus that we get to play a game on New Year's Eve. Not that. I don't want to do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you have to listen to our show. We just keep it real, keep it transparent. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I know we got to get ready to take a break. You're listening to Dr. Pat's show with her guest host today being Coach Martez, licensed therapist Woodrina Layton. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will discuss more practical tips to keep your relationships healthy during the holidays. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Let's go.
Welcome back. We are back on the Dr. Pat Show. You have Coach Martez here and myself, licensed therapist Woodrina Layton. We are filling in for her today. We have been discussing tips to keep your relationships healthy during the holidays. Before the break, we discussed the first tip, which is to have heartfelt, genuine conversations with your loved ones. And so now we're moving to our second tip, which is to avoid stress, pressure, and manipulation.
Right. And again, as we're talking about healthy relationships, so we're not just talking about between you and your spouse. We're actually talking about your siblings, your cousins, your aunties. We're talking about everybody. So even the person that you be like, oh, we got to see them again this year. Yes, you got to have heartfelt, genuine conversation even with them, because it matters. And with everything that's going on right now in our society, sometimes we don't know, honestly, if this may be my last conversation with you. So again, that's why we say the first tip in this holiday season to keep the relationships healthy, again, was the genuine conversations. And now we're talking about avoiding stress, pressure, and manipulation.
Yes, exactly. So, even though it's the season of love, joy, and giving and celebrating the birth of Christ, many of us add on unnecessary stress and pressure to ourselves. So we want to help you, to not do that. And here are some tips. You want to make a commitment to yourself to not take on too much or commit to something that you may not be able to follow through with, until completion. Because a lot of times you feel like, no, I have to do it. I'm the only one. No, delegate.
Right.
Make a commitment to yourself that this year I'm going to delegate. It's
Right.
other people that can help me do this. I don't have to do it all myself.
Right. And again, we're talking about avoiding stress.
Yes.
And, manipulation is like control. So again, this is a time we talked about. The first tip is having a heartfelt, genuine conversation. If something is really creating stress in your life, if something is making you feel like I'm only doing this because I know what's going to happen, this is out of obligation and is not out of appreciation, then that's something that you really want to have a heartfelt conversation with, and just with the other person, and be like, you know what, this year we may have really wanted to do this, but I know that's a commitment we can't make, because there's no need to be in this season of joy and happiness when actually that season of joy and happiness for you was manipulation, control, and stress. It's like that's going directly opposite against what we're trying to do. And if it is about love, and if it is about joy, and it is about feeling appreciated and grateful, then don't allow yourself to fall into the trap to feel like I have to please, so then I have to do this, and you don't.
And exactly, because when you're feeling like you have to please people, then that's a whole nother issue, in itself. So, I don't even want to get into that. Because that's a whole nother issue in itself. If you're feeling the need to have to please, you need to talk to someone, because that is a professional.
Right.
Because that is, that is an issue if you're always feeling like you have to please people, because we do need to make sure that we're not overwhelming ourselves. And if you're beginning to experience a lot of stress and pressure, is a sign that you are doing something that requires assistance, that is out of your gifting area, out of your realm of what you can actually do on your own. So that's when you just have to ask for help and utilize your support system,
And then keep in mind too, during this holiday season, again, we talked about genuine conversations, and now we're avoiding stress, pressure, and manipulation, where you want to be authentically true to you. This holiday season, when you're being your authentic self, that's when you have to really just say, you know what, honestly, that's not something I really want to do, or that's not something we can do this year. You want to stay true to you. And then when you're not being true to yourself, then it's like that's when the stress starts coming. I know you may say, I'm telling you, Coach, it's not so easy for you. You don't know my wife's family. You don't know my family. No, it's not about knowing your family. It's about you knowing you, and you being honest with yourself and just saying, you know what, this holiday season is I'm going to be authentically true to me. That's the gift of love to myself.
That's right. That's good right there. Gift of love to myself. I know that's right, because we have to learn how to say no, because when you're experiencing stress and pressure, it is like you're working too hard. I'm operating outside of my boundaries. So I need to say no when I'm feeling overwhelmed. And sometimes there are certain people in your life that bring up unnecessary stress. And it's okay to set boundaries and limit your time with those people. It's like, okay, I may, if it happened to be an in-law, a mother-in-law, a father-in-law, okay, I know I have to be around them, because we have to come together as a family. And, I'm going to take that time to not be self-centered and to make sure I'm having, heartfelt, genuine conversations to let them know that I care about them. But at the same time, I'm going to set boundaries, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to be over here from this time to this time, and then I'm out.
And again, that stress, again, we want to avoid it. So again, with that heartfelt conversation, heartfelt means, remember we talked about compassion, grace. Well, then if you already know there's a person that you may have a little tension or may not be as easy, you still want to just keep that as a heartfelt, genuine conversation, but don't go over the bridge or over the cliff, because where we could end up.
Because some people, it's like people, those people that bring that stress and anxiety in your life and make you feel overwhelmed. So therefore, I know we have to have surface conversations, or we can't go too deep, because when we talk about heartfelt, it's like I'm listening to your heart. I want to talk to you about what is it that on your mind? What kind of feelings or emotions are you having?
Right.
And I want to be here to listen to you. But for those people, it's like we have to set boundaries and kind of keep the surface,
right. What are your plans for next year?
Yeah.
Hopefully you're having a great year.
Right.
So I mean, because again, you have to be authentically true to you. And at the holiday season, that's not the time to bring up, you remember what you said to me during the summer?
Yeah.
I just want you to know I never got over that. And I want to talk about it before we start opening up these gifts. No,
Yeah.
that's not avoiding stress. That's jumping in head first saying, it's gonna be a party up in here, and we don't want to do that.
No, we don't. We don't want.
We don't want to stress Christmas.
Right.
We want a happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
We don't want to fight.
I know. I want peace. I want joy. I want relaxation. I want rest. And so, and we're saying all of that during this time to help you to avoid the stress and the pressure. You want to make sure that you're being intentional about self-care.
Yeah.
You have to prioritize self-care and be intentional about it. I say this so much to the men and women that I talk to, especially the women, because we wear so many hats and we do so many things, but it's so important to take that time to recharge ourselves, because if we don't, we're no good to our loved ones who we're doing all of these things for. So when I say prioritize, even if it's only 15 minutes, you can't tell me you can't find 15 minutes where you can slip away and just go in a room or go in the bathroom, go somewhere and read you a book, play you a game on your phone, sit down and take you a quick relaxing bath or something, or a nice hot warm shower, just so that you can de-stress and relax your mind. It's like you have to rest and recharge yourself. And during this time where everything is going on, and because it's all about giving and doing for others. So as we're trying to make sure we give and do so much for others, we still have to make sure we prioritize our self-care and be intentional about it.
Right. And again, just look at everything that's going on with COVID. Look at what's going on with the families there in Kentucky. We're sending our prayers and actually sending donations and support that we're doing to help those families there in Kentucky. But also at the same time, you have to just remember, life is too short, and stress just actually limits your happiness and it drains your joy. So again, like what Woodrina's saying, that self-care, I just think about here, in Atlanta, Georgia, where we are, traffic is just horrendous. So what I'm saying, you done got off work, now you're trying to go pick up gifts, and you trying to do this, you dealing with this traffic, you dealing with this, and then you still got work, you got your kids, you got your spouse. When you come home, you do need to breathe. You do need to take that time, because even though this is the holiday season, like somebody we met with someone the other day. We got an event that's coming up we'll talk to you all about, and we was like, since we are empty nesters, Woodrina's just like, and then she's like, but I got 2 little kids, and all of this shopping, I gotta drive an hour and a half to go pick up a gift. You know what I'm saying? This is a lot of stress that's going on for different people. So again, that self-care is important, but you don't want to deal with that stress. You want to try to avoid it and not feel manipulated to do something, not feel like it's a controlled situation. And if I don't do exactly what they want me to do, if I don't do this, if we don't go there, if we, that's just not happy. That's just not joyful. And you really want to avoid those situations. So don't tell nobody, I heard Coach Martez say, since your mama called me stressed, then I ain't going over there, because he already said avoid stress. So the way I'm going to avoid stress is I ain't going to go be around your mama, because your mama be getting on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? She be doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, that's not what we're saying. We're just saying, you know what? Have a good heart, be positive in this year, and you just want to have a heartfelt, and you come from a good place, because that's what matters. But try to avoid stress and manipulation at all possible, and self-care is key.
It is key, because it's during this time, it can be stressful for parents, and trying to back gifts and get everything that they need to get. But we just want to just help you guys to make sure you prioritize yourself, set healthy boundaries, so that way you can still have experience a spirit of joy and peace and happiness during this time, because that's really what the season is about, and hopefully it can even carry on beyond this season and into the new year. But
so again, I'm Coach Martez. This is my wife,
Woodrina Layton,
licensed therapist Woodrina Layton. You're listening to the Dr. Pat Show on Transformation Talk Radio. When we come back, Woodrina and I will continue to discuss tips on keeping your relationships healthy during the holidays. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We are back on the Dr. Pat Show. You have Coach Martez here and myself, licensed therapist Woodrina Layton. We are filling in for her today, and we have been discussing tips to keep your relationships healthy during the holidays. But before we continue, I just want to make sure everyone who's listening knows how to connect with us. If you want to connect or work with Martez and I, you can visit our website at dreambuilderscoaching.net, and on Facebook, Dream Builders Marriage Coaching and Counseling. Instagram, if you want to connect with us, at Coach Martez, at Woodrina Layton, and Twitter at Coach Martez, at Woodrina L. So before the break, we were discussing our second tip was to avoid stress, pressure, and manipulation. And then before that, our first tip was having heartfelt, genuine conversations. And so now we're going to move into the third tip.
So we're going to talk about forgiving and letting the past be the past. But, I just want to say, hey, Dr. Pat, hopefully we're doing good for you, just in case you're listening. We love you, Dr. Pat. Hopefully you're really enjoying this time off, because it's so well needed. But anyway, hopefully we're doing good for you. Yeah, I just want to say that. Hope you're doing good, getting the rest and the fun that you need.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but tip number 3, just talking about forgiving and letting the past be the past. Because again, as we're talking about having a healthy relationship during the holiday season, sometimes people may have hurt you. Sometimes family members may have said things that kind of hurt, or done things. And it's just like, you know what? Every year you don't want to keep having to hash emotionally over those things. You really kind of want to let those things go and just realize, you know what? There's no better time than during this time to really show the love of Christ and show the forgiveness of Christ, and really have a heart to just let you know, during this holiday season, my gift to you is forgiveness.
Yes, because that's
a gift.
Yes, that's the best gift that you can give to others and to yourself. It's freeing for yourself to forgive.
It doesn't cost you anything.
And it's like, I don't have to deal with these tormenting thoughts anymore once I make a decision to forgive and let the past be the past. So we just want to make sure that, a lot of times some people just want to hold on to stuff. But it's like, we always like to remind people, forgiveness is a choice.
It is.
It's a decision that you make, and you can make a choice to forgive and let it go. Yes, you may not get an apology, but within yourself, you have to just know, I'm going to let it go, because I want to be free. I want to be happy. I don't want to have to be dealing with these tormenting thoughts about what you did to me, because that person is not dealing with tormenting thoughts. Especially if it's somebody who doesn't want to apologize. But, if it's someone that you can have a heartfelt conversation with, and you all talk about it and forgive each other and let it go, we encourage you, to do that, so that you can just be free, this season.
Right, because there's no real, true, authentic fun unless it's really freedom. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm talking about by freedom is, because I'm not holding someone hostage by what they've done, because that's literally what you're doing. You're literally, not holding that person, you're literally holding yourself hostage by holding on to what somebody did. And sometimes it's not even what a person did. It could be what you heard them say about you. You know what I'm saying? It's really crazy. You all sitting at a table with good food and all of this stuff, and the whole time in your mind is, but I remember what you said about me. I remember what you said. I heard what she said. She told Aunt so-and-so this and that and that and that. And she didn't even know the whole story. But it's like, you sitting up doing all of this, and Aunt so-and-so ain't thinking about none of this. So I'm just saying, again, the way to stay healthy in your relationship, something else just hit me. And also, not only when you're doing that, because again, we work with couples. So when you haven't forgiven your spouse's sibling or their parent, that affects you all's holiday. So again, that's what I'm just saying. This forgiveness during the holiday is a big thing, because this is when families come, and if you're someone who hasn't forgiven, that affects things, and so you don't want to do that.
It's gonna have an effect on your attitude towards that person. Like you said, it's gonna affect your if it's an in-law, it's gonna affect your attitude with your spouse, and then it's like that's just causing issues between you guys, because I got an attitude. It's like, what's wrong with you? But you have no idea about the negative thoughts I'm having about the things that they've said to me if I don't communicate that and and just let that go. So what forgiveness brings is a change of heart, mind, and spirit. It's like, I'm not going to be dwelling on that anymore. I'm going to let that go. But it's a choice, and we just encourage you to just make a choice to just be committed to letting go of those wounds or scars that have been caused by other people closest to you. It's like letting it go doesn't mean that, okay, now we got to be the best of friends. It's you still want to set healthy boundaries when you're around that person, even if you can still be around that person based off of what was done, but you just want to let it go. You just want to forgive and let go so that you can operate in a spirit of love, peace, happiness, and joy.
Yeah, and and depending on who the person is that you're forgiving, and kind of letting that thing go, and the importance of what they bring to your life. Sometimes I will tell you, one of the best things that really kind of adds to it, not putting no pressure, not putting no manipulation or control out there, but you may want to stop at Pandora. You may want to stop and just get a little gift, because all of a sudden the person may have been thinking this or that or that or that. And so when you actually go to them this holiday season with the gift of love and a heart of forgiveness, that really makes a difference in just saying, you know what, I'm hoping this Christmas is beautiful for you. I'm saying, giving some heartfelt. I really want the new year to be a new place and a new time for us. And, I'm so glad that you are here sharing this moment with us. And you just give them a gift. Not saying you have to do that, but I do know also that gifts also go a long way. It's like almost as in like, this is my love, or this is my gift offer to you, to really let you know this is serious to me. So I'm just adding, I don't want to put no stress or pressure, because like, I done spent so much money. I ain't got time to be doing. I understand, but I said, depending on who the individual is, depending on that person and the importance of having that relationship, this is just a try. I know people can ask some questions. What if I did that, Coach? I gave a gift. I said I'm sorry, and they still don't want to let things go. We would want to kind of hear what that is.
Yeah, but then you can't control what they do. You can only control what your reaction to the situation. So just your heart should be clear.
Right.
Regardless of whether or not they want to let it go or not, well, you can keep holding on to it. That's when you set a clear boundary. Right. Like, I'm just not going to be around that person, because they're bringing all negative energy, because my heart is clear towards them. My heart is pure towards them. I forgave them. I gave them something. I've moved on.
I gave a gift.
Yeah. And if you don't
peace offering.
Yeah. And if you still want to hold on to it, that's on you, because I can't control you. I can only control me. My heart is right, and I'm going to stay in a positive spirit. I'm going to stay in a loving spirit. Therefore, I'm going to set a boundary and choose to limit my time around you, even if I just decide I'm just not going to have any time around you. I'm just not going to be with you at all. Yeah. But, we have to make sure that we're protecting ourselves, during this time, and always. But, it's always about our self-care. If we don't protect ourselves and take care of ourselves, we're not in a position to give these heartfelt, genuine conversations to other people and really be able to show that empathy to them and be that support that they need if we're not good ourselves.
Right. And then just even adding to that also, we talked about a heartfelt, genuine conversation as something that's really good. We talked about avoiding stress, but actually you can't do those things if you have unforgiveness in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why when we talk about letting things go, you can't really have a genuine, heartfelt conversation with someone if you really haven't forgiven them, or you're dealing with a whole lot of unforgiveness. And it's hard to avoid stress, because unforgiveness create stress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what creates stress in being, or just having an attitude, or just that spirit of being unforgiving, or holding a judge, a grudge, or really having that against a person. That's creating stress within itself. So honestly, if you really want to avoid stress also this holiday season, we're just saying, you know what? Let some things go. Just free yourself, free your mind, and let it go.
Yeah, let it go. And I mean, some people could just say, that's easier said than done, but it's a choice.
It's a decision.
Yeah,
it's a choice. It's a decision. I'm thinking about that song that say, free your mind, the rest will follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Other things are going to begin to work itself out when you free yourself from, you know what? No, this is a gift that God has given me, the ability to forgive and let things go. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to operate in this freedom. I'm going to show love, show kindness, especially during this holiday season, to family, to friends, to associates. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting this go. I'm moving forward.
Yes.
And that's how I'm going to be free.
Yes. I'm keeping a positive mood, and I'm going to just stay uplifting and positive. I mean, it's a choice. You can do it. It's like, we just want to make sure that we do that for ourselves and for our family members, so that we can just enjoy one another and enjoy our time together. It's like, I may have something negative to say, but you know what? I am not even going to say that.
I'm letting that go.
I'm letting that go, because I'm going to keep the mood positive and uplifting, because I just want to have a good time with my family.
Listen to some music and start dancing.
And enjoying one another.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show with guest host, Coach Martez, licensed therapist, Woodrina Layton. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will discuss our last tip on keeping your relationship healthy during the holidays, and talk about an event that we would love for you all to just join us, even though I know it'll be a way to come down to Atlanta. But stay tuned. We'll be right back on Transformation Talk Radio.
Welcome back. We are back on the Dr. Pat Show. You have Coach Martez here and myself, licensed therapist. We're filling in for her today, and we have been discussing tips to keep your relationships healthy during the holidays. We shared about having heartfelt, genuine conversations with your loved ones, ways to avoid stress, pressure, and manipulation, because that is key, and self-care, making sure you're taking time for yourself. We talked about forgiving, just letting go, learning to just let go of the past, let the past be the past. Now we want to share the last tip, which is show appreciation and acknowledge others.
Exactly.
Yeah, we want to make sure that, during this time when we're having, the heartfelt conversations, and we're taking the time to spend time with our loved ones, we want to let them know how much we love and appreciate them. So we want to show them appreciation, and we want to acknowledge them by just telling them that we love them, telling them that we're thankful for them, and we're thankful to have them in our lives. And then just giving them hugs. You will be surprised at how a simple hug, and acknowledging what someone has done or what they mean to you, how it will impact their heart. So just giving them a hug and just saying, you know what, I just love you. I appreciate you. Just picking up the phone and just calling them and just saying, you know what?
Looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm so grateful that you're in my life. I mean, that really does a lot. That really impacts the heart just in such a powerful way. If we can do that.
And then you just think about too, something again that's very simple. I know this kind of tells our age, but go back to pulling out some of those old family albums. You know what I'm saying? When you go back to looking at those pictures, it reminds you of some good times we may have had, whether on a family trip or when we went somewhere, or when we was kids and we took this picture. So again, you just acknowledge how that felt to have them to be a part of your life. And even now we're still together and we're still doing things, or, you know what I'm saying? So again, going back, looking at some of those albums or old pictures, it just brings back those good memories. And it's like, wow, so regardless, it's like, wow, this is fun. This is something good.
Yeah.
And so it's just, again, just letting them know, man, wow, wow,
Yeah.
I had a good cousin. I had a good,
Yeah.
good trip. I enjoyed some moments with you.
Exactly.
And that's what this
Talk
season
about
is
that.
all about.
Exactly. And then you also want to just take the time to just remind them of things that they may have said or done in the past to you that meant a lot to you.
Yeah.
And just let them know, yep, that really meant a lot to me when you said this or did this. And, just share with them how much of an impact it had on your life. Taking the time to just write notes of appreciation. We don't do that anymore. We don't send notes, but just, sending a note of appreciation or gratitude. We'll send a text message, which is good, sending a text message or an email, but that handwritten note, that's really still powerful too. I guess that's, in my time, that means a lot to know that somebody took the time to really handwrite me a note of appreciation or gratitude.
And let your aunties or grandmoms or whoever has the really good dishes. I think about my auntie, she has really good candy yams, and thinking about from a kid, I use her recipe to this day when it comes to my candy yams, and just letting them know, oh man, auntie, thank you for taking the time, because she showed me how to do it. She explained it to me. Now that's the same thing I'm doing with my son, what I'm saying, who loves those candy yams. So again, just appreciating for just some of the small things, or just some of the small memories, or just, man, thank you so much for when, this is just that time to just take, recalculate in your mind, and think about some of those good memories and those good times, and let one another know, man, I really appreciate that. We had a ball, because those fun moments, they add up to help you to be the person that you are today.
They really
all
do.
of those small moments help you. And that's why you are the amazing person that you are today. Those people have something to do with those special moments.
Exactly. And then, another way that you can show your loved ones that you just appreciate them and that you love them is to actually participate in something that they enjoy, even if you're not interested in. I'm a big person with this. I'm a quality time. I'm a dual primary love language, but quality time is one of them. And just for my family to sit down during the holidays and play a board game with me, like, that means the world to me. I love it. So even if they don't want to, but now they all get to the point where they know that's just what it is. It's going to happen.
Board game time.
Yeah. So it's like everybody sit down and do it, because they know that's a way that they show how much they love me. My son too, because he's not a fan, but hey, he sit down and play. My daughter, she's like me, she loves it.
Oh, yeah.
But we have to get the other two in there, but it's okay. They come and we have a great time. And at the end, everybody realized how much fun they had, because it's just so much fun. And that lets that person know how much you love and appreciate them, because I'm participating in something that you really enjoy, that I may not so much enjoy, but you really enjoy. So I'm going to do it because I love you.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And another thing we want to make sure that we're doing during this time is when we see our loved ones do something that we really appreciate, we want to acknowledge them for it at that time. Right. So basically it's like, for example, because we tell couples this all the time, when you see it, acknowledge it then. So for instance, Martez cooks breakfast for me all the time. So me just looking, he's a great cook when it comes to breakfast.
That is correct.
He's really a great breakfast cook. So then so I will want to acknowledge him for that and just say, I'm very happy for you. I'm very happy. I love you, and I'm happy that you cook for me. Thank you so much for cooking breakfast for me this morning. I really appreciate that. So when you see your loved ones do things that you really appreciate, instead of letting it go unnoticed, or because they'll may feel like you didn't notice what they said, you want to actually just acknowledge them and verbalize that you saw it and you appreciate it with affirming words.
So again, like we said, these were just some practical tips that, again, like I say, we've been married for over 30 years. These are things that we don't just talk about. These are things that we practice. Having that heartfelt, genuine conversation with one another, actually being able to avoid stress, manipulation, or any type of pressure, to make this a fun moment. Don't put pressure on anyone to have to buy this type of gift or do this. Just show me love. And then letting the past go, letting those things that may have hurt you go, or things that was said about you, or things that was done. Just, just let that go, and let's just have a great time. And then show one another appreciation, gratitude, and just thankfulness for just having them in your life. So those are just some tips we want to talk about, but we have an event that we have coming up next year in 2022. Tell them about this,
Yes, the
Woodrina.
Married for Life Walk is for couples who are married, engaged, and seriously dating. We just bring couples together. They come together from all over the country, and it's a time to just strengthen and encourage strengthen your marriage and encourage couples to never let go of the hand that they're holding. We do a 2-mile walk where we hold hands the entire time just to continue to just strengthen our marital bond and our intimacy with one another. It's a whole event. We do so many other things. We have words of encouragement. We do a balloon release, affirmations. It's so much. So to find out more about that, you can just visit married4lifewalk.com, Married for Life Walk on Instagram and Facebook, and M4L Walk on Twitter.
And people actually come from all over the country. We would love for you guys to join us to find out more. But again, if you would like to connect with us or work with us, you can go to dreambuilderscoaching.net, which is our website. On Facebook is Dream Builders Marriage Coaching and Counseling. Instagram is Coach Martez at Woodrina Layton. Twitter at Coach Martez at Woodrina L. And again, you know what? We've just had a great time. Hopefully you all have enjoyed it. And there you go, babe.
Yeah, so we want to thank you all. We always end all of our shows with our signature statement, which is healthy marriages do not happen by chance, but by choice. So you have to be honest with yourself and be willing to be held accountable to the things that your partner may say to you without giving them back judgment or pushback. We want to make a commitment to accept change without conflict. And this holiday season, we just hope that you would take some of these tips that we gave and utilize them in your relationships, so that you can just have healthy, fulfilled relationships this holiday season and just have a wonderful holiday.
We've had a great time. I'm Coach Martez.
And I'm licensed therapist with
Thank you
Woodrina
for
Layton.
joining Dr. Pat's show. We're so glad that you were here on Transformation Talk Radio. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have an amazing year. Let's go.